Hello everybody, welcome to Sunya IAS. We are having the topic wise discussion of previous year questions of CSAT, that is paper 2 of CSE Prelims. Today we are taking up the topic of cubes and dices. So if we see this topic from the analysis point of view, there are not many number of questions that have been asked from this topic in the previous years. But yeah, in last few years, they have increased the frequency of questions that have been asked from this topic. And also because this topic has been ignored in the previous years, so there is high possibility that in the coming years of the exams, this topic will hold the importance. इसलिए एनालिसिस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हम देखें तो दिस टॉपिक बिकम्स इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज हिस्टोरिकली ये इग्नोर्ड रहा है एंड दिस इज एन इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक. ऑल्सो आई सॉ मेनी स्टूडेंट्स जो बहुत एंक्शियस हो जाते हैं व्हेन दे सी द क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम दिस टॉपिक. क्यूब आ जाता है, वो कुछ भी करने लगते हैं, समझ में नहीं आता, इमेजिन करते हैं, अपने दिमाग में ही 2-3 बार रोटेट कर देते हैं, है ना, और फिर 2-3 बार रोटेट करने के बाद वो खुद ही रोटेट हो जाते हैं, है ना, तो उनको समझ में नहीं आता कि क्या हो रहा है. एंड दिस टॉपिक इज नॉट दैट डिफिकल्ट जितना ये परसीव किया जाता है कि डिफिकल्ट है. आई विल टेल यू सम मेथड्स, सम लॉजिक्स, जिससे दिस विल बिकम वेरी इजी फॉर यू. इवन इफ यू वांट टू इमेजिन, दैट इमेजिनेशन विल ऑल्सो बी इजी टू यू. दिस टॉपिक हैज बीन कवर्ड बाय सर in his lectures. Sir has covered this topic in 2 levels, cubes and dices. One is at basic level and another is at advanced level. So sir has covered this topic very beautifully. तो आप एक बार उस टॉपिक पे देख लो, सर के वीडियो से एक बार गो थ्रू हो जाओ. Then you come to my video of previous year questions, and after my lecture you try to solve the questions on your own again. And I think that would be sufficient to solve any question which is going to be asked in the coming exam. So before starting to solve the questions of previous year, in very short, I would tell you some basics of this topic and some methods or logics which we are going to follow. So this topic is cubes and dices. Cubes and dices. Okay, so the first and most important thing is, what is a cube? Cube क्या होता है? If cube is a 3D figure, everybody knows. Cube is a 3D figure, everybody knows. The second important trait of this cube is that all the sides are equal. All the sides are equal of this topic, of this cube. ठीक? That is what makes it different from cuboid. Cuboid क्या होता है? Cuboid is also a 3D figure, but उसमें ना सारी sides same नहीं होती हैं. Length, breadth, height, ये कुछ अलग भी हो सकती है. ठीक है? This is cube. Now, cube में there are 3 basic things. One is corner, second is corners, second is edges, and third is faces. So if you ever want to imagine cube, आपके पास cube नहीं है, तो पता क्या, कैसे इमेजिन करोगे आप? जिस रूम में आप बैठे हो, whenever you are sitting, wherever you are sitting, you just see your room. अच्छा, और रूम में इमेजिन करो कि क्यूब है. अच्छा, ये रूम है, दिस कॉर्नर इज ऑफ द क्यूब, दिस कॉर्नर, दिस इज एन एज, दिस इज एन एज, दिस इज, इफ दिस इज लेंथ, दिस इज ब्रेड्थ, देन दिस इज हाइट. So this kind of imagination you can do very easily if you imagine your room where you are sitting. ठीक है? I will explain these things from the cube itself. Okay, so if this is a cube, let's say, and we if this is a cube, and then all the sides will be equal. So all these sides are equal. So what are the corners of this cube? Corners are these points. This is a corner, this is a corner, this is a corner, this corner. So there will be how many corners? You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. If these 4 corners, 4 at the back, 1, 2, 3, 4. And here all these corners have been covered. So total 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Total 8 corners are there. Very good. Total 8 corners. Then how many edges are there? What is edge? Edge is a side. So how many sides are there? You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly at the back side here 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are 8 sides. Then how many sides are left? In these sides there are 2 sides left. This one, and here also this one and this one. So 4 plus 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there are how many edges? 12 edges are there. And how many faces are there? What is face? Face क्या होता है? चेहरा, right? So how many faces are there? This is a face. Face, this one. इसके back side पे एक face. 1, 2. Then this top वाला 3, bottom 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are 6 faces. So these are some basic things which you need to remember in a cube. This is a cube. So these are corners, है ना? ये corner हो गया. And one corner is hidden because it is a 2D platform. So you cannot show a 3D diagram exactly. So one is hidden. Sides 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 ये और पीछे भी sides हैं कुछ, right? So these are some basic things of a cube. Second thing is, sometimes they give कि let's say the length of a cube of one side of a cube is let's say 4 centimeter. उन्होंने बोला 4 centimeter के cube है, and this cube has been cut into smaller cubes of side 1 centimeter. So 1 centimeter के smaller cubes में इसको कट किया गया. बहुत बढ़िया. Now it is asking how many such smaller cubes of side 1 centimeter is possible if they are cut from the bigger cube of side 4 centimeter. तो या तो आप गिनने बैठो तो गिनना तो पॉसिबल नहीं होगा. Then how will you do it? आप क्या करते हो? We'll take out this volume. What is volume of cube? Volume of cuboid क्या होता है? Volume of cuboid क्या होता है? Length into breadth into height, right? Length into breadth into height. But if we see in cube में क्या होता है? L is equal to breadth is equal to height. Let's say side is A. What is cube? All the sides are equal. Length, breadth, height, everything is equal. Let's say this is equal to side A. Then the volume of cube क्या हो जाएगा? A into A into A, that is A cube, right? So when this kind of problem is given, what we do, we take the volume of this bigger cube, 4 into 4 into 4. This shall be equal to, let's say there are n number of cubes possible, n into volume of this one smaller cube, 1 into 1 into 1. So if we solve this, then we get n is equal to 64. So then there are 64 such cubes are possible which are having length of 1 centimeter each and which are cut from the cube of side length 4 centimeter. Got it? So these are some basics of cubes. Now I'll tell you what type of questions they generally give. So generally they give two types of problem. First is dices and second is cubes. What is dice? Dice क्या होता है? Dice is, हिंदी में we call it पासा. लूडो, we play लूडो, right? लूडो खेलते हैं. क्या होता है 1 2 3 4 5 6 ऐसे नंबर पड़े रहते हैं एंड वी गेट सम नंबर, राइट, एंड देयर इज अ गेम. So that is dice. So dice में they what kind of question they give? Let's say dice ऐसा कुछ आया, ऐसा कुछ है. Let's say this is one dice. The same dice is shown in another position. Let's say this is the side per dice given. Now they might ask which side is opposite to 1. They can ask this, which number is opposite to 1, and they might give you some 2-3 positions of a cube, or they might give you some condition. Then you can see here, how will you approach this question? You will see ki, so this is one kind of question. So how will you see? You can see achha 1 here hai, 1 idhar, then here adjacent to 1, these faces are adjacent to 1. Let's say ये 1 है, ये साइड 3 दी है, ये 2 दी है. This is 2, this is 3, right? So these two will be adjacent faces. These are definitely not opposite to 1. These are adjacent to 1. So if I'll write the faces which are adjacent to 1, this will be 2, 3. And from this figure also you can see adjacent faces कौन से 4 and 5. So if this is 1, this is 3, this is 2, then this must be 4 and this must be 5, because these are adjacent faces. 4 and 5 adjacent faces हैं दिए हुए. And for one face there can be how many adjacent faces? For one face how many adjacent faces? 1 2 3 and 4. For one face 4 adjacent faces and 1 opposite face. So here you can see that these are 4 adjacent faces, so definitely these 4 are not opposite. Then opposite will be the only number left, or the only face left will be obviously that would be opposite. Then opposite would be opposite to 1 would be 1 2 3 4 5 are already gone, then 6. Then definitely 6 is the number which is opposite to 1. If this is 1, then this must be 6. ठीक है? These kind of questions they might ask. They can give you different situations. In cubes they might ask you that kind of question. There is a cube, ठीक है, उसको हमने smaller cubes में काट दिया, then we have painted that cube. How many cubes are painted? मतलब how many cubes have been painted whose 2 sides are painted, whose 3 sides are painted? There is the cube is painted not at all. Then how many such cubes are there? These kind of things they might ask in this cubes type question. ठीक है? So now I would like to tell you the logic, how will we approach to solve the question. ठीक है? Okay, logic, how will we try to solve the question? Generally what I have seen, what students do when the cube question comes, they just randomly see a cube and then they do like this. क्या हो रहा है? और एग्जाम में तो क्यूब होता नहीं है, तो अपने दिमाग में ही सोचते हैं, घुमाते हैं, रोटेट करते हैं, कुछ भी करते रहते हैं, and then they don't get anything after wasting 2 to 3 minutes of time. So what I will tell you is a very easy approach. आप उसको फॉलो करो, इन 90-95% केसेस आप बहुत आसानी से क्वेश्चन कर लोगे. तो जनरली यू शुड नॉट डू रोटेशन, एंड इफ रोटेशन इज इनएविटेबल आफ्टर फॉलोइंग द फर्स्ट स्टेप विच आई एम गोइंग टू टेल यू, देन दैट रोटेशन शुड बी एन ईजी रोटेशन. एक बार रोटेट कर दिया, हल्का से इमेजिन कर लिया, ठीक है. ऐसा नहीं कि ऐसे घुमाया फिर इधर घुमाया फिर उधर घुमाया, रोटेट करते ही जा रहे हैं, ऐसा नहीं करना है, ठीक है. नाउ व्हाट द थिंग इज, you will identify one common number. This I am telling about in the dice problem. Identify one common number or face which has two different faces, two different adjacent faces, two different adjacent faces in two different position of dice, right? So the same thing what I told you कि let's say ऐसा कुछ दिया हुआ है, एक ये क्यूब दिया हुआ है, डाइस दिया हुआ है, सेम डाइस इज गिवन बट इन अ डिफरेंट पोजीशन, ऐसा है, लेट्स से दिस इज 1, दिस इज 2 3, दिस इज 1, दिस इज let's say 4 5. So what I will do, I will let's say there are 2 3 more positions are given, कुछ positions और ऐसे दी हुई हैं, some number random number is given 6 5 4 whatever is given. So I will choose 2 dice positions such that कि मैं एक नंबर कॉमन हो जाए, तो ये देखो यहाँ पे 1 और 1 कॉमन हो गया, एंड एडजेसेंट टू दैट वन जो फेसेस हैं देट शुड बी डिफरेंट, जैसे यहाँ पे 2 है 3 है, तो यहाँ पे 2 या 3 में कोई नहीं है, 4 है 5 है, सो वी आर गेटिंग ऑल 4 डिफरेंट फेसेस, तो दोज 4 डिफरेंट फेसेस विल बी एडजेसेंट टू दिस कॉमन वन, सो डेफिनेटली जो एक बचा होगा दैट वुड बी द अपोजिट फेस. Got it? This already I have explained. Right now I have just written the whole statement. ठीक है. Second, what I told you, rotation should be an easy rotation and only when it is inevitable. मतलब इसके बिना काम ही नहीं चल रहा है, right? It is necessary to do the rotations. Then only do these kind of rotation things. Okay. Now I will tell you how will we approach for the cube problem, what they generally ask in the exam. Okay, so cube problem, how do we do? Cube problem where they have painted the cube outside with different colors or maybe with same color, and then they ask how many faces, how many cubes are there whose 2 faces are painted, 3 faces are painted, 1 face is painted, or no face is painted, or the cube is not at all painted. Let's say this is a cube of edge 4 centimeter, 4 centimeter का है, 4 centimeter का है, let's say. So I will 1 and I am cutting this 4 centimeter वाला big cube को into 1 centimeter से small cube. So 1 2 3 4. So similarly here, तो ये थोड़ा सा टेढ़ा हो गया, just a second. Okay, here also this would 3. Okay, and here also 1 2 3, and like this. Like this would be our cube, 4 centimeters cube. Now it is getting cut into this smaller cubes of 1 centimeter each. This whole length is 4 centimeter and this is 1 1 1 and 1. Like this whole cube is getting. Now I'm asking how many cubes are there whose 3 faces are painted. 2 faces painted, 1 face painted, no face or not at all painted. So if we want that we want to find out the cubes whose all 3 faces are painted, then those cubes will be at the corner, जैसे this cube, this one, So now see, if we see this cube, so this is the corner cube, so this face is also painted, this face is also painted, this face is also painted. If we imagine this cube, this corner cube, so this face is painted, this face is painted, and there would be one face which is going behind this board, that would also be painted. So if you see this corner, so corner with this, three faces will be painted, right? So three faces will be painted where cubes are at corner. And there are how many corners in a cube? In a big cube, how many corners? Already we covered, there are 8. So 8. So always, so you just remember these things. You will learn these things, you will understand, and then you will cram these things. So there will be 8 cubes whose 3 faces are painted. Now we will move on to the cubes whose 2 faces are painted. So 2 faces are painted वाले cube कौन होंगे? These will be cubes on edges. Edges. Edges means these edges. Except corners. Because corners are already covered. So edges. So this is an edge. This is an edge. So now if you see, for this cube, this face is painted, this face is painted. For this cube, this face is painted, this face is painted. That is total 2 faces are painted for this edge cube. So how many cubes will be there? These are 2 cubes for an edge. There are how many edges? 12 edges. And in one edge there are 2 cubes. That means this is 24 here. 24 cubes in this problem. Edge में 2 cubes है, calculate कर लिया. ठीक है? One face painted वाले cube कौन से होंगे? So now you see, if we see this upper portion, so these would be edge cube, these would be edges cube, and these will be edges cube, and these will be corner cube, these will be corner cubes. So these are the cubes, this cube, this cube, this cube, and this cube. These 4 cubes will be those whose only one face is painted, because ये upper top position पे केवल एक ही face है, बाकी सब अंदर है ना? तो only one face is painted. So only one face is painted for the cubes only whose, जो कि केवल किस पे? Face. जो face पे cubes हैं, those cubes will be having only one face painted. So there are 4 such cubes in this problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there are how many faces? These are 6 faces in the cube. So this would be 24 such cubes possible. Any problem here? Nahi. Now we want to find not at all painted, as such cubes which are not at all painted. So actually such cubes are those जो इसके नीचे होते हैं. There would be one cube behind this which is not at all painted. But instead of calculating those, I will simply do how? I will simply write not at all painted will be total number of cubes minus the cubes whose 3 faces painted, whose 2 faces painted, whose 1 face is painted. Total में से इन तीनों को माइनस कर दोगे, then you will get the cubes which are not at all painted. उनका एक भी face paint नहीं किया गया है. Any problem in this question? जो भी हमने ये logic है हमारा cube में, this is very important to understand. Even though I'm taking much time in making you understand, but this is important to understand. Now there is some general formula for this 1 face, 2 face, and not at all painted वाला के लिए. Even though I won't highly recommend you to learn the formula, but still if you can learn, you can do it. Maybe it might be useful for you in some time. So the formula is, for this 2 face painted is n minus 2 into 12. N minus 2, n is the side of the cube. So the side of original cube was 4 centimeter. So 4 minus 2, 2 into 2, total 24. 1 face का formula होता है n minus 2 square into 6. n is 4 minus 2, 2 square 4, 4 into 6, 24. And not at all painted का जो formula होता है, that is, generally जरूरत नहीं है याद रखने की, but still you can write n minus 2 whole cube. This is the formula which you can directly use to find it out. but actually the understanding is important, because in the exam sometimes they don't ask the question directly, घुमा फिरा के पूछ लेते हैं कि अच्छा ऐसा है वैसा होगा, है ना. So in that case these formulas will not come in handy for you. So इसलिए आपको अंडरस्टैंडिंग बहुत ज़रूरत है इस टॉपिक की. Okay, so I think till now everything must be clear. Now we will move on to our first question of today's lecture. Okay, so this first question, it was asked in the year 2019, and the question was, a solid cube is painted yellow, blue and black such that opposite faces are of same color. The cube is then cut into 36 cubes of two different sizes such that 30 is small and the other 4 cubes are big. None of the faces of the bigger cube is painted blue. How many cubes have only one face painted? So this question was asked in the year 2019. So you can find that this question is not straightforward. This is not a straightforward question. That's why I told you that understanding of that logic is very important in solving these questions. So a solid cube is painted yellow, blue and black. So these three colors are there. Yellow, blue, black. Opposite faces are of same color. So let's say this is a cube. I'll just make a cube. Okay. The cube is then cut into 36 cubes of two different sizes such that 32 cubes are small and the other 4 cubes are big. Achha, 4 cubes are big and 32 cubes are small. Not all cubes are of same size. This becomes a problem. ये कैसे करेंगे यार? How will we do this? So what I'll do, अगर 4 cubes are big, so 4 bigger cubes are there. So let's say मेरे cube ऐसे हैं, bigger cubes, इसको मैं ऐसे मानूं. So this upper portion till this point, ये point है ना यहाँ तक, this would be one big cube. ये अगर एक पूरा portion है, इस cube में 4 big portions we need to set, then we need to divide it in 4 parts. 4 parts means if this is the bifurcation wali line, here it is, so this would be 1 cube. Similarly, this would be 1 cube, this would be 1 cube and this would be 1 cube. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Getting? So if this is the cube, यहाँ पे इसको मैं ऐसे वो कर लें, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1. So let's say these bigger cubes are at between, at the midpoint. ठीक है? Now let's say this is the front portion. यहाँ पे this upper portion is a big cube, so I'll divide it here. Write this. So this is one big cube and this is one big cube. I think if this is not a straight line, just a second. Like this. This is one big cube, this is one big cube, bottom में 1, इधर 1. There will be total 4 big cubes. Any problem? नहीं. Now there are total 32 small cubes. Total 32 small cubes. So what I will do, these are, let's say, small cubes. So here all, for making them equal, I bifurcated like this. This, then this, and this. Right? Are you getting? These are 4. So this would be in this surface also only. Here there will not be any smaller cube. here there will not be a smaller cube. So here there will not be smaller cube. So in the opposite side also there will not be any smaller cube. ये bigger cube होंगे, sorry, not any bigger cube. ये here all the cubes will be smaller. This one and this one. So here if we make the line, and here it would be like this, something like that. So these lines, I think they're somewhat straight banana hai isko. So if this is the line, this will be somewhat the cubes like that. Now you can see how many cubes are there. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and one cube is getting divided into another also. So effectively here would be 4 cube. There will be 4. Behind this 4, below this 4. There would be 16 cubes here, and here 1, 2, 3, 4, 16. Half cube is getting into another side. So here effectively will be 8 cube, and here 8 cube. So 8, 8, 16, and 16, 32. So these will be 32 smaller cubes, and these 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 bigger cubes. So this is the diagram which you need to understand. Now it is said the cube is going to have 2 different colors. None of the faces of the bigger cube is painted blue. That means blue cannot be used where? Blue cannot be used in this, on this face, not on this face, not bottom wala face. अगर ये है, so यहाँ पे भी नहीं, यहाँ पे भी नहीं. Here also bigger cube is there. Here also bigger cube is there. So in all these 4, you cannot use blue color. So which would be the only possibility for color blue would be these faces. This would be of blue color, this one and this opposite face. And then you can use either, let's say yellow at the top, on the top and at the top and bottom, and then here you can use black color, something like that. And now it is asking how many cubes have only one face painted. Only one face painted किस cube पे है? So one face painted I have told you कौन से cube होते हैं जो surface में होते हैं, surface पे. So if you see surface वाले cube, if I see this surface, this is corner, this is corner, this is edge, this is edge. So no, corner वाले तो 3 side हो गए, ये 2 side हो गए तो गलत. This is bigger cube, so obviously edge पे है, so this is also not possible. This is also not possible. This is not possible. This is not possible. Here also not possible. So on this top surface, because these 2 are edge, these are corner, these are obviously edge. So and these are corner, these are edge. So this top surface, there is no cube which has only one face painted. And like this top, we have 4 faces: top, bottom, this one and this one, because all this has bigger cubes as well as smaller cubes, and all are having similar kind of diagram. इसलिए इन चारों में किसी में भी ऐसा नहीं होगा जिसमें only one face is painted. Now if you see this side face, so side face में you can see these 4 cubes are there. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. These 4 cubes are there which have only one face painted. One face किस में होता है? Surface पे. तो these are surface. ये corner हो जाएगा, ये side हो जाएगा. ये corner, ये side, ये side, ये side. So only 4 cubes are there which are on the surface. So these are the 4 cubes. And if this is the side, यहाँ पे 4 cube, तो एक opposite side में 4 होगा. तो एक इधर 4, एक इधर 4. In total, how many cubes will be there whose only one face is painted? 4 plus 4, that is 8 cubes. So the correct option would be option C, 8 cubes. Any doubt in this question? Yeah, I can feel कि थोड़ा सा difficult नहीं बोलूँगा, but yeah, it was somewhat confusing, and to make such this diagram in the exam scenario is not that realistic or feasible. But still, if you practice these questions again and again, and if this kind of question again comes in the exam, then I think you should make this exam on the first instance itself. Okay, so I will move on to the next question. So the next question is, Direction for the following 3 items, rotated position of a single solid are shown below. The various faces of the solid are marked with different symbol like dots, cross and line. Answer the 3 items that follow the following figure. What is the symbol on the face opposite to that containing a single dot? Now, how many symbols are there? एक तो line है, line, single dot, double dot, triple dot, 4 dot भी है. Okay, very nice. 4 dots. Cross is also there. Cross. So I think these many symbols are available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these six faces, 6 symbols are available, right? Now it is asking opposite. Every time they can ask only opposite to that containing a single dot. Single dot के opposite आपको पता करना है कि क्या है. Okay. Now what I will do, मुझे कुछ ऐसा फिगर ढूंढना है. I need to look for a two position of the dices where only one is common and other two adjacent faces are different. So if I see this for these two sides, 3, 4, 1, 2, no. Okay, if I compare 1 and 2, if I compare 1 and 3, sorry, 1 and 3, I can see line is common, and adjacent sides are, for line, adjacent sides are 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, 4 dot. 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, 4 dot. So line के आसपास क्या है? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then only left would be cross. So the opposite to line would be cross. Opposite to line would be cross. ये हमें इंफॉर्मेशन मिल गई है कि लाइन के अपोजिट क्रॉस हो जाएगा. बहुत बढ़िया. Got it. Now if you see कि I need to find opposite a single dot. If I'll take this, here I need a little bit of imagination. I will rotate, but that rotation would be easy rotation. कैसे करेंगे? ये line है, ये line है. Now you see line, if this is line, this is stop position में ये line है. यहाँ पे 1 है, यहाँ पे 2 है. Okay? It is again showing कि यार ये भी तो line ही है. This is also line. And here at the front face it is 3 and side is 4. So if this is again line in the same position, ये ऐसी पोजीशन में नहीं है, ऐसे नहीं है. This is again जैसे हम इस पे देख रहे हैं, line 1, 2 line, and here you can see line 3, 4. ये line है और मैं इसको इधर से देख रहा हूँ. इधर पे 3 है, इधर पे 4 है. लाइन के एडजेसेंट ही है 1, 2, 3, 4. तो लाइन इधर है 1, 2 और यहां से देख रहा हूं तो लाइन ऐसी ही दिख रही है 3, 4. सो ऑब्वियसली लाइन के अपोजिट कौन सा हो जाएगा? इफ दिस इज 1, 2 एंड दिस इज 3, लाइन के अपोजिट कौन सा हो जाएगा? 3. सिंपल. सो अपोजिट टू लाइन वुड बी 3 डॉट्स. सिंपल. इन दो फिगर को देखा आपने, लाइन है, ये 1, 2 है. तो ऑब्वियसली इफ यू रोटेट लाइक दिस, तो दिस लाइन विल अगेन कम लाइक दिस 3 विल कम. इसको मैं अगर 2 बार रोटेट कर दूं, पहले इधर आएगा 3, फिर अगेन इधर आएगा, तो ये लाइन पहले ऐसे जाएगी और फिर घूम के ऐसे आ जाएगी, और हियर इट वुड बी 1. तो 1 and 3 वुड बी अपोजिट. कोई डाउट इसमें? नेक्स्ट, व्हाट इज द सिंबल ऑन द फेस अपोजिट टू दैट कंटेनिंग 2 डॉट्स? 2 डॉट्स के अपोजिट मुझे पता करना है. 2 डॉट्स के अपोजिट पता करना है. अब भाई एक बात बताओ, 2 डॉट्स के अपोजिट पता करना है. इफ दिस इज 3, दिस इज 2, सो इफ आई डू लाइक दिस, ये ऐसे है, लाइन ऐसे है, राइट? लाइन ऐसे है, यहां पे 3 है, यहां पे 2 है. दिस इज 3, दिस इज 2. सो इफ आई विल रोटेट दिस एज लाइक दिस, तो ये घूम के आ जाएगा इधर. दिस इज दिस लाइन, दिस इज दिस वन. इसको अगर मैं एक बार ऐसे घुमा दूंगा, दिस 3 विल बी एट द फ्रंट. आई वॉन्ट टू मेक इट लाइक दिस, 3 हियर, 3 हियर, 3 हियर, देन दिस 2 विल गो लाइक दिस, एक पीछे जाएगा, और ये लाइन विल बी स्ट्रेट. नाउ यू कैन सी दिस वुड बी 3, दिस इज 4, दिस इज 3, दिस इज 4. लाइन पोजिशन वुड बी लाइक दिस, और इस फिगर में इसको ऐसे घुमाया तो 3 इज एट फ्रंट, देन 2 विल बी एट दिस साइड. सो हियर 2 और हियर इट विल बी 4. देन अपोजिट टू 4 इट विल बी 2, और 2 के अपोजिट क्या हो गया? 4. सो क्वेश्चन क्या है? कंटेनिंग 2 डॉट्स, सो ऑब्वियसली इसको रोटेट करेंगे तो हियर इट इज 2, हियर इट वुड बी 4, देन आंसर वुड बी 4 dots. And what is the face opposite to that containing the cross? तो क्रॉस वाला हम दिखा चुके हैं, अपोजिट टू लाइन इज इक्वल टू क्रॉस. सो क्रॉस के अपोजिट क्या हो जाएगा? लाइन. Any problem in solving this question? So this question was asked in the year 2018 and you can see by just following what I have told you कि कैसे अपोजिट निकालते हैं and a little bit imagination, हल्का सा एक easy rotation, एक हल्का सा ऐसे घुमा दिया and you will find कि कैसे हमने इसके अपोजिट निकाल लिए हैं. ठीक है. जनरली व्हेन यू कंपेयर, सो यू कंपेयर लाइक माइंडेड. जैसे ये 3 है, इसको घुमाया तो ये 3 इधर आ गया. ये 2 है और 2 को कंपेयर करना है तो इसको मैंने घुमा दिया ताकि 2 इधर पे आ जाए. देन आई कैन कंपेयर कि 1 and 3 या जो भी है लाइक दिस. यही तो हुआ. अगर इन दोनों को मैं कंपेयर करूं तो दिस इज 2 को मैं फ्रंट पे ले आऊं. इफ इट इज लाइक दिस कि यहाँ पे 2 है, यहाँ पे 2 है, यहाँ पे 1 है और आई वॉन्ट टू सी कि 2 फ्रंट में आ जाए, क्योंकि इफ आई वॉन्ट टू कंपेयर लाइक दिस तो इधर घुमा दिया तो 2 हियर, 1 विल बिकम हियर, हियर इट इज 3, then 1 and 3 will be opposite, right? This line will be here. It is, if it is like this vertical position, here it would be horizontal position, right? So you can just compare, and rotation should be only one rotation, that should be easy rotation, that is easy to compare. So this is a very easy question. This question cannot go wrong. हल्का सा आपको रोटेट करना है, हल्का सा you need to imagine and all things will be sorted. We will move on to the next question. Okay, so this is the question number 5. So I have told you these kind of questions. स्टार्टिंग में समझाया मैंने आपको, बहुत अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया है, तो इसमें ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लगना चाहिए. यू ट्राई टू सॉल्व द क्वेश्चन ऑन योर ओन. Okay, so the question which was asked in the year 2018, a solid cube of 3 centimeter side painted on all its faces is cut up into a small cube of 1 centimeter side. How many of the small cubes will have exactly 2 painted faces? Acha, remember one thing, whatever the formula I have told you, n minus 2 cube, n minus 2 square into 6, n minus 2 into 12, like that. That formula is used only when, if the cube side is n, let's say n is equal to 4 centimeter, 3 centimeter, and that is cut into smaller cubes of 1 centimeter side, then only that formula is applicable. Agar smaller cube ka side 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter hai, then that formula will not work. Now I'll just make the cube. मुझे तो cube बनाना ही अच्छा लगता है. That is even easier. इसमें आप डायरेक्टली फॉर्मूला अप्लाई कर सकते हो, बिकॉज इट इज अ डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन. 3 सेंटीमीटर है, दिस इज 1, दिस इज 2, है ना. Okay, so this is a cube of total length 3 centimeter which has been cut into a smaller cube of 1 centimeter. अब क्या पूछ रहा है? 2 painted faces. 2 painted faces का what I told you, लॉजिक याद रखो, लॉजिक नॉट फॉर्मूला. लॉजिक याद रखोगे हमेशा सही होगा. लॉजिक क्या होता है? 2 कहाँ पे, जो एज वाले क्यूब होंगे. इफ दिस क्यूब इज एट एज, कॉर्नर वाले छोड़ के, कॉर्नर वाले तो नहीं होंगे, बिकॉज इज हैज 3 faces, which 3 faces painted, right? यहाँ पे 1 face 2 face, so this edge वाला, so at one edge there are how many cubes you are getting? Only 1 cube. In this whole edge, this edge में how many cubes you are getting? This one cube. So there are how many cubes? How many edges? There are total 12 edges, and in one edge how many cubes you are getting? 1. So there are total 12 such cubes which are having only 2 faces painted, exactly 2 painted faces. अगर 2 faces painted लिखा होता, then we must have counted 3 face वाला भी, but exactly 2 means these 12. So the option would be option 1, that is 12. कोई डाउट इसमें? इसका फॉर्मूला भी होता है टू फेस वाले का, n minus 2 into 12, n is 3, 3 minus 2 into 12, 1 into 12, that is 12. So from formula also you are getting the same answer, but formula लगाने की हर बार जरूरत नहीं होती है, and this formula is applicable here because the smaller cubes or side of 1 centimeter has been cut. Okay, any doubt? Okay, so we will move on to the next question. Question number 6. A cube has all its faces painted with different colors. Very nice. It is cut into smaller cubes of equal sizes such that the side of the small cube is 1/4 the big cube. Again, kind of same thing. Same kind of thing. क्या है? Small cube का है 1/4. तो let's say big cube edge 4 centimeter. Then small cube edge would be 1/4 of this 1 centimeter. Again, then the number of small cubes with only one of the sides painted is only one of the sides painted is केवल एक साइड वाला कौन होता है? कॉर्नर में होते हैं, राइट? एक साइड वाले कौन से होते हैं? कॉर्नर में नहीं, वो कॉर्नर वाले 3 साइड पेंटेड होते हैं. ओनली वन वाले जो सरफेस पे पाए जाते हैं, सरफेस वाला. तो हियर द फॉर्मूला इज n minus 2 square into 6. n is 4. 4 minus 2 square into 6. 4 into 6, that is 24. That we are getting from formula. हम इसको अपने तरीके से बना के भी देख लेते हैं कि हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है. If this is the cube. So these questions are very easy once you understand. 4 centimeters, so I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 such cubes. Okay. Something like that. और ये, so this kind of figure will be formed. ये थोड़ा सा deformated लग रहा है, but ठीक है, that is the kind of thing. Now only one face painted वाले corner नहीं होगा. This one, this surface वाले cube which are not at the corner, not at on the sides as well. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. So on one face there are 4 such cubes. How many faces are there? In one face there are 4 cubes. Then how many faces are there? 6. So there are 24 such cubes are possible. So the correct option would be option B, that is 24. Any doubt in this question? No. So these kind of questions, they are very easy once you understand what is the demand of the question, and once you understand this logic of painted and not painted, 2-face painted, 3-face painted. Okay. So now we will move on to question number 7. This question was asked in the year 2015. So what they are asking, let's see. Each of the 6 different faces of a cube has been coated with a different color. That's it, V, I, B, G, Y, O and G, Y and O. Following information is given. Colors Y, O and B, I are on adjacent faces. Colors I, G and Y are on adjacent faces. Colors B, G and Y are on adjacent faces. Colors O, V and B are on adjacent faces. Which is the color of the face opposite to the face colored with O? O के opposite पता करना है. ठीक है. Now if we see what we do generally, what वही logic, we need to remember our logic, we need to remember our method and then directly apply that method. क्या करना है इसमें? What we do, we take 2 dices with one face common, and उस one face का जो दोनों dice में common होगा उसके adjacent faces को देखते हैं, and those all the adjacent faces should be different. यही हमारा logic होता है. ठीक है? Just a second. So now we will take 2 dices with one face common and 4 अलग faces that should be different. So if we see this one, y o and b, and here if we see, let's say हम y को कॉमन ले लेते हैं, तो if y is common then here o and b are adjacent. So if y is common then adjacent are o and b, and here if y is common then I and g are different. All these are different, I and g. So what we got from this figure, that y has these four adjacent faces o, b, I, g. Then here what we can do, opposite to y will be o, b, I, g, v. मतलब y के अपोजिट v हो जाएगा. That is for sure. That we got from these two. ठीक है. अच्छा, मैं अगर if we consider these two, then b के adjacent g and y, b के o and v, and opposite to b v, o, g, y is already there. I would be opposite to b. I would be opposite to b. So let's say we make our dice. Opposite to o पता करना है हमें. Opposite to o पता करना है. Opposite to b is I. Then I and b will not be correct option. Opposite to y is v. Y and v is also not correct option, because y के opposite कौन सा है? v. तो obviously v के opposite y होगा, तो v will not be an option. v is also wrong. Opposite to b is I. b and I are opposite to each other, so b and I. So the only correct option would be C. तो आप यहीं से आप बता सकते हो कि G is the correct option, that is option C. But still I'll try to solve the question. अच्छा, अब अगर ये ऐसा मैं कुछ बनाता हूँ, we have this much information. If we see B के adjacent faces कौन से हैं? If this is B, B के, अच्छा B का bottom face I है, so if bottom इधर है, I इधर हो जाएगा. Let's say O is this. Now you need to set such that y के भी हमें adjacent faces adjust करने. Now you can do one thing. Y is an adjacent face of B. Y is an adjacent face of B. So y can come out of any place. Here, here, back side or this side. Right? Y can come at any place. Now we see I is coming here. Y has I also an adjacent face. Y has I also as an adjacent face. So definitely y cannot come here. Bottom. Bottom में नहीं हो सकता. ठीक है? Definitely पीछे side नहीं हो सकता y. Y can come at this place, this and back one. Because it is bottom is I, है ना? So y can come at either these four places. Y का कौन कौन सा है adjacent? Which is, let's see, common. Common who are adjacent both to B and Y. Common, that is, which are adjacent to both B and Y. कौन कौन से हैं? G, Y, O, V. G, O. G and O. G and O are such faces which are adjacent to both B and Y. If it is Y, if Y is here, then G will be here like that, and O will be here because I is at the opposite and I is also an adjacent point. Then O will be this side face. If this is Y, this is G, this is B, this would be I. So here it would be O. Okay, and then opposite to Y would be, opposite to Y is V. So Y would be this back wala portion. So here it would be somewhere V. Now it is asking opposite to color O. This is G, this is G, O, ये back wala है, this would be O. So you can see O and G are opposite to each other. कुछ भी डाउट इस क्वेश्चन में? कुछ भी नहीं है. वैसे हमें इन दो इन्फॉर्मेशन से ही हमने ऑप्शन एलिमिनेट करके कर लिया था, बट यू कैन सी हियर, आपने देख लिया B एंड Y आर एडजेसेंट टू ईच अदर, एंड बोथ B एंड Y के कॉमन एडजेसेंट कौन है? G एंड O. तो एंड I is opposite to B, obviously, then I would be already adjacent to Y. So Y has B and I adjacent, 2 are left, G and O. Then only possible position for G and O would be like this. Then only V has this option left. Then O and G will be opposite. Any doubt in this question? No doubt. So now we will move on to the question number 8. So this question was asked in the year 2013. A cube has 6 numbers marked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 with faces. 3 views of the cubers. So these are the 3 views of the same cube. Okay. What possible numbers can exist on the 2 faces marked and respectively on the cube? So if we see, if we compare these 2 cubes, one is common and these 4 faces are different, then from here we can find adjacent to 1 would be 2, 3, 4, 6. 2, 3, 4, 6. 2, 3, 4, 6. Then which face is opposite to 1? Only 5 is remaining here. So 1 के opposite कौन सा हो जाएगा? 1, 5. Obviously 1 के opposite 5 हो जाएगा. Now the given figure is shown. This A and B are adjacent to 5. A and B are adjacent to 5. But so obviously A and B are not opposite to 5. Definitely opposite to 5 क्या हो गया? 1. Opposite to 5 क्या हो गया? 1. So definitely 1 cannot come at the place of A and B. A and B के place में कुछ भी आए 1 नहीं आएगा. Why? Because 1 is opposite to 5. Then all the options who are containing 1 will be wrong. So the only correct option would be option A, 2 and 3. Are you getting my point? We know कि opposite to 1 is 5. तो 5 का opposite 1 हो गया. तो बाकी सारे जितने भी हैं 2, 3, 4, 6, they will be adjacent to 5. So at this place anything can come except 1. 1 cannot come at all because 1 is opposite. 1 will come somewhere this side. So all those options who are containing 1 cannot come here because 1 cannot be adjacent to 5. Right? So this was a very simple question. So we'll move on to the next question. Okay. So this question was asked in the year 2012. So in this question, what is 3 views of a cube following a particular motion are followed? What is the letter opposite to A? Opposite to A. अब आपको क्या करना है? फिर से डाइस चुनना है such that 1 is common, all other 4 are different. तो इसमें हम कौन से 2 डाइस लें? If I take these 2 dices, you can see H is common and adjacent to H all other 4 are different. Adjacent to H, KM, BP, KM, BP. And what are the possible things here? A, B, K, H, M, P. 6 faces. This is M. These 6 faces are there. So adjacent to H here is KMBP, KMPBH. Then the only left would be opposite to H. And which is left here? Only A is left here. So opposite to H would be A. So it is asking opposite to A. Opposite to H is A. Then A के opposite क्या हो जाएगा? H. Correct option would be option A, H. These are very simple questions. You just need to compare 2 dices जहाँ पे एक common हो, other 4s are different, and then आप उसको compare करके देख लो. Adjacent मिल जाएंगे आपको 4. तो जो the 5th one which would be left, that would be obviously opposite to that given common. कुछ भी दिक्कत है इसमें? सब केक वॉक है तो कुछ भी नहीं है. Very easy questions. चलो next question. This question was asked in the year 2012 and the question is 6 squares are colored front and back red, blue, yellow, green, white and orange. ये colors हैं इनके, ठीक है, and are hinged together as shown in the figure. If they are folded to form a cube, what would be the face opposite to the white face? White face के opposite कौन सा cube है ये पूछ रहा है. Actually what is this? इफ देयर इज अ क्यूब, अगर ये क्यूब है, इसको अगर मैं, इफ दिस इज अ क्यूब, इसको ऐसे खोल दूं एंड ऐसे सारी साइड्स, ये सारी साइड्स आई ओपन, and if I'll make it as plain and I paste it here, this would be this figure. So actually क्या है, this is a cube. If I'll just close it, wrap it, this would take a form of cube. But what I did, मैंने इसको ना plain form में open कर दिया and I just pasted it here. There is a hinge, और इस hinge के सहारे ये it is pasted on the wall. ठीक है, ये है इसमें cube में. So now how will I do this? So let's say this G is the base, for example. G को हमने base ले लिया है. If this G is the base, then how will I wrap it up to make it cube? मैं क्या करता हूँ, इसको G को लिया. If this is Y, एक fold किया, Y ऐसे आ गया, और अगर मैंने fold किया ऐसे पूरा, let's say ये ऐसे है, ये G base है, ये Y और O है. मैंने क्या किया, fold किया, O ऐसे आया, still y is there. अब मैंने पूरे y को भी ऐसे मोड़ दिया. So you can see O is at the top, this is y, and G is at the base. Getting any point? If G is the base, y O is there. पहले O को फोल्ड किया और y को भी फोल्ड कर दिया, then it becomes like this. ठीक है, y क्या हो गया, टॉप पे आ गया, टॉप पे आ गया y. ये this W I'll fold like this, then W कहाँ पे आ गया, W साइड पे आ गया. If this is O, this is G, if this is O, something like that, this is G is base, then this is Y, this is W. Any doubt? नहीं समझ में आया? If this is, let's see, this is G, है ना, Y, ये Y है, इसको मैंने ऐसे फोल्ड किया. ठीक है, if this is G, this is base, Y, O को मैंने ऐसे किया, then O would be here, then O and G are opposite. अब B और W को मैंने fold किया ऐसे, तो B and W will come at opposite side, and Y would be from this side, R would be from this side. So here you can see, अगर हम opposition का pair बनाएं, opposites, so what will I find? G is opposite to O, कि G base पे है, O top पे आ जाएगा. This B इधर से fold होगा, W इधर से fold होगा, B will come here, and this Y, R will be like from sideways, Y भी ऐसे sideways, then R and Y would be like this. कोई दिक्कत? तो opposite the white face, मतलब W के opposite कौन सा है, B. So option would be option C. थोड़ा सा imagination है, कुछ भी ऐसा नहीं है. यहाँ पे G है, आपने Y fold किया, O, then O comes here, Y comes at the sideways, R comes from this side, so these two sides would be R and Y, and B and W from this side. If Y is base, if Y is the base, then G and O will be sideways, W and B this sideways, and R and Y, R would be at top then. If Y is the base, if Y is base, if G is base, G base है, तो O top पे हो जाएगा. If Y is base, Y base, then R will come at top, G and O like this, B and W like this, and R will take another 10. Then Y is base, then R is at top. And similarly, other two would be same, B and W and G and O. So in both the cases, B and W are opposite to each other. So the correct option would be option C. कोई डाउट इसमें? नहीं. So now I will see the next question, what is being asked. Okay, so now I think we have covered all the questions from this topic. So as you can see, this topic might look tricky, might look difficult, but this is not at all difficult. This is very interesting topic. So try to watch my video, and if you face any difficulty, you want to discuss with me, you are always welcome. But please try to do these questions again on your own. Then only you will get an upper hand over other aspirants. Okay? Till then, study very hard, work very hard. Thank you so much for watching my video, and we will meet on the next lecture. Thank you so much.